In this SPSS micro lecture, I'm going to show you how to use the function explore in SPSS. So I want to explore this variable life set2, which tells me something about how respondents think about their life. Specifically, my life is looking fine. They can say either totally disagree to totally agree. It's a 5-point answer scale. I want to explore this. I want to know what the mean and the median is. I want to know if there's a normal distribution or not. So I'm going to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Explore. And I was interested in life set 2. So I'm going to include that here. In statistics, I want my descriptives, but I also want to know something about outliers. In my plots, I want a histogram. And that's it. I'm going to paste this. So let's run this syntax. And this is the output for Explore. First of all, we see that we had 879 participants, but no data on this variable. My life is looking fine for 43, almost 5% of cases. And we have data for 836 people. The mean score on my life is looking fine is 3.73. Here you can see the 95% confidence interval, which tells us that we are 95% confident that the population mean falls within the limits of 3.66 and 3.79. Then we have the median, which is 4. This is a bit higher than the mean, 3.73. So this already tells us that we have approximate normal data. There is a light skew in our data. Well, the variance and standard deviation, of course, are related, and when you report the mean, you would always report the standard deviation as well. We have a minimum score of 1 on a scale of 1 to 5 and a maximum score of 5, which gives us a range of 4, and the interquartile range is 1. And then finally here, as I indicated, we have some skewness, in this case a negative skew, so a skew to the right. If we now go to the histogram, you can indeed see that we have a skew to the right, a negative skew. So scores cluster on the high end of the scale. In the extreme values matrix, you can find extreme values, so people who scored 5 and people who scored 1 in this case, but it should be noted that these are not all extreme values. So if you want to know how many people scored 1 and how many people scored 5, you have to ask for this separately. Let's now have a look at the box plot. What you can see here is that we have one box with a median of 4. So this is actually a thicker black line which indicates the median. And then here you can see the top 25% of scores, and here the bottom 25% of scores, excluding outliers or unusual cases. You can also see some outliers here, and actually check again in SPSS how many people actually score 1 on this scale, and never just remove outliers. First think if it's useful to remove them, or whether you really want to include those people who score low on this scale and in this example are not happy with their life.